To love at all is to be vulnerable. If you want to make sure of keeping your heart intact, you must give your heart to no one. Wrap it carefully round with hobbies and little luxuries. Avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in the casket of selfishness. But in that casket, it will not be broken. It will become unbreakable. The only place outside of heaven where you can be perfectly safe from the danger of love is hell. This quote from C.S. Lewis has run through my head as I think about the commencement for our students that they were robbed of this week. Was I careless with my heart as I gave it away in friendship to students? And were students who did the same with each other throughout these last 2 or 3 or 4 years also careless with their hearts? Were we setting ourselves up to get hurt with a broken heart, not only when we would inevitably have to say goodbye when graduation would come, but were we prepared for the hurt of distant goodbyes or no goodbyes at all because of this pandemic? For those graduates who I have been able to say goodbye to so far, there is something we share in common. We are suffering from broken hearts. Goodbyes are difficult enough already, but saying goodbye or not being able to say goodbye the way you'd like in the midst of a pandemic really makes you question at times if it was all worth it. Was it worth it to render our hearts to others in friendship? Enter Jesus. In today's gospel, he is saying goodbye to his closest friends too. And what is the message he wants them to hear? Remain in my love. He is saying to them, this love that I shared with you, it is real and it has meaning and it has been transformative. And even though I have to leave and say goodbye, the impact of that love does not leave us. And it lives on if we choose to carry it with us. The love you shared in friendship with your peers, in freshman dorms, on athletic fields or on stage, Mass at the CSC, in classrooms and libraries, late night conversations and early morning workouts. That love can remain in you and bear fruit into the world. Every relationship we have been a part of, every experience we have had is carried with us into the next relationship or the next experience. We can either use that experience to create space for new love and new life within us and around us, or let it dominate our consciousness by never letting go of the past, by never saying goodbye well. You see, that really is the pattern of life, right? Giving our hearts away and then saying goodbye. Every goodbye we say is not only training for the last goodbye, which is death, but it is also the potential for new life within us. And that is why I don't regret for a moment the risk I have taken in making my heart vulnerable in relationships. Saying goodbye to the class of 2020 or to any class that came before or will follow, to any relationship I've ever had, to places once lived, experiences of the past, and dreams once dreamt, has always taught me at least one thing. Every goodbye can be claimed as a way of the cross that leads to new life. Goodbyes challenge us to go out to the next stage of our lives and make room for new love, new life, new growth, new relationships, all aided by the memory of a love that we have let go of. This pandemic may have spoiled how you plan to say goodbye, but it can't spoil the way you gave your heart away and the love that you already experienced. Remain in that love so that you can form relationships that are worthy of future goodbyes.